going to start the recording. So for those of you that do not know me and you're not on my team, I am Courtney Glaser. I'm double diamond with It Works. I've been with the company for 18, 19 months almost, and I am just so excited that you've taken the time to meet me on here and let me share my tips and tricks. And I'm really trying not to get emotional because I'm seeing some old faces that I didn't even expect to be on here. So I'm really, really excited about that because y'all, the time is now. The momentum and just the motivation, the team spirit, everything is so strong across the board that I'm just so excited to see a lot of y'all's faces, all of your faces, but some of them I haven't seen in a really long time. So I don't like to look at everyone looking at me because it freaks me out. So, okay. Here's just what I wanted to tell y'all. So last month, I'm going to tell you my numbers, not to brag at all, because I am so humbled by what I've been able to do. And I talked last month, but I want to dig a little bit deeper and tell you some things that really, really helped me this month. Or this last month. So in April, I was able to sign 54 loyal customers and 4 distributors. I'm going to tell you my focus was on loyal customers. It was on volume, but you should never just focus on one or the other. I always at least want to hit my steps to success. But I'm all about that volume right now, trying to just get some volume up and some legs. So these are the things that I wrote down to tell you. So take notes because we're going to go fast. Instagram. I know you've heard me say it. I know it scares a lot of you, and some of you may have never heard me say this, and you may be comfortable with it, but I'm just going to talk about Instagram because I'm going to be honest right now, that's where it's at for me. I'm not telling you to stop everything else. I'm not telling you to, only work Instagram, but what I'm telling you is that is where all of my people are coming from. So something's going on Instagram, okay? These are the things that you need to do. You need to make sure that every day you are following new people. If you used Instagram, some of you may have, some of you may have not, but that they did away with that. So you are going to have to manually go in and follow people every day. If you want to take this to a whole nother level, guys, you need to be following 1,000 people a day. And it's so easy. And I want you to download this app. It's called Followers, Followers. Followers has been, I liked Cleaner to clean up my Instagram, but I love Followers. So whenever you're talking about Instagram, some of you are new, you're talking about the people that are following you and the people that you're following back, okay? A couple of things. You always want your ratio to be higher in the number of people that are following you than the people you are following. Because if someone tries to follow you, you're not going to find them interesting if they're following 10,000 people and they only have 200 followers, right? It's all about that attraction. It's all about getting followers. The way you're going to do that is keeping it in check. The app Followers is free, and every hour you can unfollow 60 people. Okay? When you hit 60, it's going to say, do you want me to remind you again in an hour? Well, heck yeah, I do, because I'm not going to remember in an hour. And it's perfect because you get a little ding on your phone, notification goes off. What I do then is I go and follow 100 new people. I mean, granted, if I can, if I'm in the middle of a doctor's appointment or something, no, I can't. I just do it when I finish. But I love that notification. It keeps me going, and I don't even have to set a timer. I'm going to go and I'm going to follow 100 new people. Then I'm going to go to my followers, and if you scroll down to the bottom, it's going to be the oldest people that aren't following you back, because you don't want to follow 100 people and then go unfollow, right? So for me, I have 500 people that are not following me back, so I'm going to scroll down, unfollow those 60 that are the oldest, and then it's going to go off again in an hour, and I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it all day long. Why? Because you want to get in front of as many people as possible. I've been really thinking about some people on my team and what's got them stuck. And I truly believe that's what has them stuck is you're not doing the wrong things. We all know what to do. It is that you're not doing it enough. So you're not getting in front of enough people. You are not following enough people, and you're not cleaning it up. You may be consistent in doing it throughout the day, but are you doing it like your hair's on fire? Ask yourself, because how do you want to get paid? Do you want to get paid, part-time, or do you want to get paid full-time? So you've got to make a choice. If you told me, well, I follow 10 people or even 100 new people a day, I'm going to look at you and go, that's not enough. And here's why, guys. You can do it without thinking. I know exactly whose page I am going to. So we talked about unfollowing and cleaning that up. So let's talk about how you're going to get, how you are going to get new followers. I've taught you guys this. I'm just going to go over it again really quick. It looks like Amber, it came into focus a little bit. It almost looks like a Polaroid or something. Okay, so I'm going to tell you again, take notes. Find 3 people you like. It could be Ellen, it could be Oprah, whoever they are, and make sure that they're posting pictures every day. Go to their most recent picture that they posted and follow those people. Now, don't go to someone that you have no interest in. I'm not going to go to an artist or a public figure that I can't relate to, because I guarantee you if you make a connection with people, they're going to go, how'd you even find me? And like this one girl, we traced it back to a boutique. Well, then we could talk about clothing. There's an instant connection. It's not like, oh, we're best friends, but there's a connection there. There is a common ground, and you have to have that in some way, shape, or form. You're not like, oh, we're just a random person I followed. I want to try to figure out how. Excuse me. I want to make a connection. So I go to, I'm not going to tell you who, just because I go to 3 different people, and I go to the picture, and whoever's liked it, I just pull it up and I follow until it times me out. Do not go to Susie Q's page and go and see who follows her and just copy that, because those followers are not the most active followers. The most active followers on Instagram are the people that have recently liked a picture, okay? Does anyone have questions about how to do that? Guys, that's critical. I'm going to tell you, you can sit and go as slow as a turtle, but you can't get frustrated with the outcome. Or you can bust butt, and I'm going to tell you what's happened to me. So in January and February, I didn't put a lot of people in the computer, but I was working on following, building relationships. Well, then I started waking up with messages on my phone. I was talking to a girl yesterday, and she's like, well, how many messages do you send out a day? Now, I'm not telling you to do this, but now I don't have time, because every day my focus is on posting at least 6 times a day, and I am answering questions that are coming to me. I am fielding messages. I am entering loyal customers. I am, I'll say like, comment me if you're interested. I'm getting comments. Every day I at least get somebody that's interested. I don't sign someone every day. My goal is to sign 3 people a day, but some days I don't. But I'll tell you, I'm getting people coming to me. But it took me, running and going, hey, like, I'm going to follow hundreds of people. And then I don't know the algorithm of Instagram, but I swear there is one, because the more active I am, the more interaction I get. It only makes sense that the more I post, the more people are seeing my stuff and the more interaction I am getting. So I post, sometimes I post 12 times a day. It depends on what I'm feeling, but I always post 6 times a day. And I want you to listen to me right now. And I'm talking to some of my girls, and I'm not going to call you out, but I am going to tell you right now. If you're on here, it's because you've told me you want it. I want you to go and look at your Instagram. Does it look like an ad? I can say yes to some of you that I can see your faces. Some of you that aren't even on my team, it looks like an ad. Okay, I'm not like coming at you. What I'm telling you is stop. Go look at my Instagram. Go look at some of the top income earners. If there are words on a picture that give them any more information than product tester available, you're an ad and you're annoying. And people are not going to come and buy from you. If you post a picture that says, I have an opportunity, and it lists out, you're an ad. Okay, I want you to stop and think. Your purpose of using Instagram is not the purpose of the billion people that have an Instagram. Okay, stop and think for a minute. The billion of people in the world that have Instagram is to be nosy and look at your pictures, period. It's like they want to go through your phone and look at your highlight of your pictures. Give it to them. Do not go and make it look like a billboard. If you are going and you're making it, one stock photo after another, I get it. I know some of y'all are trying to run and your hair's on fire and you just want to post, but what you're doing is you're turning people away before they ever even get to know who you are. Bottom line, network marketing is networking. If I go look at your Instagram, I should have to dig for about 2 to 3 minutes to find out you're with It Works. Now, on the flip side, don't not post anything and wonder why you're not selling. A perfect example is if you're looking for a hair model, do not tell how much it is. Do not tell what a loyal customer is. Give them this much information. Why? Because it's networking and you need to have something to talk about. If you give them all the info, you're giving them 6 reasons to tell you no. Period. I can't afford it. Oh, that's a commitment. You're giving them objections before they can start talking to you and realizing you're a real person. They like you, they trust you, and they do want this. You're giving them reasons to talk themselves out of it. So stop doing that. Do not even post, looking for a hair model, $33 a month. Well, they're going to be like, ooh, $33 a month? God, that's probably a year contract. You're giving them too much information. So I want you to really, really look at your Instagram and ask yourself, does it look like an ad or does it look like, oh my gosh, this chick Wendy is so amazing. Who is she? Where is she from? God, she's been cooking. That looks like a good recipe. That's what's going to draw people to your page. Then they're going to go, ooh, she needs a hair model. Wonder what that's about. I want to grow out my hair. I'm going to tell you, so many times I have girls that buy from me and they don't even know what company I work with. I'm not ashamed of our company, but that doesn't matter. It's not the company name that sells it. It is the relationship that you build with these people and the, just like when you start talking to them, that's what's going to sell them on a product that they already know they need. So just really, really take a look. I want you to ask yourself, if someone goes to your Instagram, can they tell you 5 things about you? And if the answer is no, then you need to revamp your Instagram, period. If they can't tell you 5 of your interests, if you go to mine, I'm eating a keto diet. My daughter went to kindergarten roundup. I'm going to California this summer. I love wine. I just got back from a trip to Austin and I've signed, a couple loyal customers this month. So I'm not completely getting rid of my It Works, but it's all about you. It's all about you first, and then you're going to attract them. What I try to do is whenever I post about a product, number one, I always only post about one product a day. And I almost always try to not say what that product is. I'll say, let's say you want to talk about the system or one of our results packs. I'm not going to say, check out our system. It's on sale for $100. What I'm going to say is show maybe a before and after. And I'm going to say, who is serious about losing 20 pounds? Okay. Because that's going to draw people in. They've established a need. You're not trying to sell someone a system. They don't even know what that is. Establish a need. Who wants to detox with me? Who wants more energy? Who wants to grow their hair out? Who wants to speed up their metabolism? There are so many ways that you can present our products without even telling people what you're presenting to them. And that's what you have to do. You don't overcomplicate it. If I'm thinking tomorrow I want to post about ThermoFit, and I used to be the person that was like, smile with a picture. And I'm not saying you should, or smile with a product. I'm not saying you should never do that. Here's the thing, guys. The biggest thing that's going to get somebody is not me smiling with the product, but me showing my before and afters of a product, okay? It's not me sitting here going, ThermoFit, yeah, okay, they know I use it. Of course I'm going to promote it. But it's me showing, hey, these are my before and afters from ThermoFit. So I don't want you to completely think you have to take all of your products out of your pictures, but at the same time, show them the results. That's what people want. They want to know the results and they want to know the function of our products. I set goals every month and I write them out. So this month, My goal is to sign 60 loyal customers. And why? Because I'm going to make it up from last month. I only want it to increase. And so I've written out, you know, here and on the back, I've written out a slot for 60 names. And I wake up every day and I'm going to fill a slot. Guys, why not? Why not you? Why can't you go and sign a person a day? I'm going to tell you there's absolutely no reason why you cannot go and put one person in the computer a day, period. There's not an excuse you can give me. And I'm not saying like, well, you're not successful or you're not, you know, doing a good job if you're not. What I'm asking you is why not? Why not let that be you? Why can't it be you? If you can be real focused in your post, if you are growing your stuff like you should be, unfollowing like you should be, you're going to get that interaction. And like today, I put someone in the computer from yesterday. Well, today I got someone's info for Friday. So, you know, I may not wake up every day and go, oh, here's a loyal, but I'm fighting for that next loyal every day, and I'm going to secure one every day. And all I can say to you is don't ask how. You know how. All of you that are on here know how. You know what to do. You have to do just a little bit more of it. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone. It's like if you're exercising on the treadmill and you're going the same speed forever. You've got to turn it up a notch. In any area you can, whether it's following more people, whether it's, you know, you're going to commit to posting more times a day, you've got to make a commitment that you're going to turn it up just a little bit every month. And it should be easier. It really should. Every day should get easier. When I post now, it's thinkless. I don't even have to, you know, really sit and think about it because I am in that groove. I don't have to sit and set a timer. You know, my notification goes off. I go unfollow. I follow people. I move on with my day. I could be waiting for, you know, lunch to cook. I could be going to the bathroom. There are so many opportunities during the day. It takes 2 minutes, you know, to do. Think about it. If you're unfollowing 60 people every hour, that takes 1 minute. Literally, you're clicking. It takes 1 minute. So there's no reason why you can't turn it up a notch. Witagram, WITAGRAM. It is a free app, and it will put a white border around your pictures. I'm not going to tell you that you're not successful if you don't have a white border around your picture, but what I'm going to tell you is that it really makes it pop. It does. I have gotten so much more interaction. People go to Instagram because it's aesthetically pleasing, so they want something that's visual that looks good. So a white border just helps. It helps so much. I also will tell you I try to do every other post. Something about it works, but it's not like join me. It's a picture of me, and then, you know, maybe it'll say this is why you should join. And then the next picture is somewhere I'm going on vacation. And then the next picture is I'm looking for a hair model. I try to do every other one so it's not so, you know, in your face. When someone clicks on there, they're going to know way more about me than what I'm selling initially. Let me think. What else? Leanne, what were your questions? Leanne asked, so used to, I would send a message to every single person. Oh, I see it now. Sorry. Okay. First question, what are you posting on Instagram? Do you post it on Facebook as well? Or do you I always share it to my Facebook. Always. You know, there was a guy in the company that told us not to do that. I do it every single time. I do. And it works for me. What do you do when you get lots of likes on a product business post and you reach out, but the majority don't respond? So for 2 months, that was my life. I was sending message after message after message. I don't even have time to send out messages now for the people that like my stuff. So you just keep going. That's all I can tell you, Leanne, and everyone else. If you feel like you're like, hello, does anybody hear me? I felt like that for 2 months. And you just keep going. I watched, Jarvis had, I can't remember her name. If you remember, it was this girl that was pushing for Prez, I believe. And
Jennifer McCollum.
Yeah, Jennifer McCollum. And she was like saying how she did that. And then she was like, well, then I woke up and now I'm fielding messages. And I thought, well, that would be nice. Yeah, right. It'll happen. It really will happen. If you are so consistent that you are growing your audience, you will wake up with messages. And it's not responses to messages. It is, but you got to have your mind right too. I'm going to tell you that right now, because if you're sitting here going, Courtney, there is no way that I will ever sign a person today, then you won't. But if you say, why not? Courtney's no one special. She didn't even brush her teeth till 4:00 most days. Like, why not you? Seriously, like, why not you? I can't, like, it makes me want to cry and just want to scream, because it's so possible for all of you, and all of you are worthy. You have to wake up every day and decide that putting someone in the computer is important. Okay? Now, if I don't put someone in the computer, I'm not going to get depressed. I'm not going to get down on myself, but I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to fight a little bit harder. And by God, I'm going to put 2 people in the computer tomorrow. It doesn't mean that my life stops. It doesn't mean, that I sit around and don't brush my teeth and smell every day. What it means is I'm going to fight a little bit harder tomorrow. Why? Because I deserve it. My family deserves it. And because I know it can be done. I mean, the scariest thing I ever did was prove to myself I could sign a person a day. Because now I'm like, well, crap, I don't have an excuse. It can be done. The biggest thing I'll tell you too is I've been in the company a while. Sorry, I have allergies. 87% of the people that I signed, I'm a numbers geek. 87% of the people I signed the last 2 months, it was a one-time talk to. Think about that. I'm not going to tell you to let go of your hundreds list. I'm not going to tell you to let go of your follow-up. But what I am going to tell you is that's not where I spend the majority of my time. The majority of my time is, who new am I going to put in the computer today? Very rarely do I go back to my hundreds list. I don't have time anymore. But I will add somebody to a follow-up list, when, like the girl today. But I mean, I told her, I was like, you've got to give me every single bit of your information and I will hold your hair, skin, and nails spot. Before, I would be afraid to say that to someone. I said, or it's gone. Guess what? Within 2 minutes, I had all of her information, and she had taken a picture of her credit card, sent it to me. Had just met her off Instagram. I didn't even know her name at that point. That is a sense of urgency you have to give people that, I'll say it because some of you, I'm so sorry to be hacking in your ear. Some of you may have heard me say this before, but when you wake up and realize that we have something that people need and that we're not going out trying to find, how did I say it? We have something people need. I don't need people. So I'm not waking up going, oh, I need a loyal. I'm waking up going, who can I find that needs longer hair? Who can I find that needs to lose weight? Because when you switch your thinking, you're helping people all day long. You are not desperately scrambling to try to get someone in the computer. And it changes your whole mindset and the whole way you talk to people. Your confidence increases. I also want to say this, for some of you I don't know, I never take a day off. Ever. Period. I do not take a day off. I may not work my business to the same capacity. So like last month, I was out of town for 7 days. So I busted my butt before I knew I was going to be out of town, to where maybe I didn't answer messages as fast, or maybe I posted a couple of less times, but I planned for those times. But I still post. I still signed 3 people when I was at my friend Melissa's, because I was still working, but I wasn't working, to the level of that I normally do. But it's because I worked so hard those other days. The 3 people I signed at Melissa's last weekend were from the week. They were comments on posts from that week. So just know I never take a day off, because my family never deserves to not be paid for a day. I mean, they just don't. And it doesn't mean that my family is neglected. What it means is I do this business around my family because I don't want to do my family around work. That's what most people do. They do their family around work, and I don't want it to be like that, and I don't want to even be as busy as I am for the rest of my life. I mean, I embrace the busyness and I am so grateful, but there's areas in my life I'm trying to cut back as my team grows. I mean, a perfect example was my daughter was in the hospital and on the hallway. She was fine. She was stabilized. Everything was good. They were just watching her. You know, once she got stable, I stepped in the hallway and one of the girls on this call right now, I enrolled her and she's like, your daughter's in the hospital. I'm like, it's cool. It's going to take 5 minutes. Like, she's good. We had her stats fine. She was just having an asthma attack. And I got her in the computer. It was Jenny, because that's how I was able, you know, I'm going to be able to pay for my daughter's medicine. I don't view it as, I have other things going on. I view it as, this enables me to live the life I want to live, to travel, to see my friends when I want to, you know, to splurge on different things. And so really ask yourself, are you working your business to the capacity that you want to get paid? Are you? And I can't say it enough. You can't take a day off. You can be busy, but you just can't take a day off, because a day leads to 2 days, leads to 3 days, and then it's just, you know, a trickle down effect. So working with that sense of urgency every day, no matter what it is for you, you know, I'm going to talk about Jarvis for a minute. Jarvis promoted to triple diamond. Jarvis was an assistant principal. At that point, she worked way more than 40 hours a week. I will never forget talking to her in her office at night on FaceTime. I will never forget her stepping out of basketball games that she was monitoring. But you know what? She wanted that. She wanted to go home. She didn't want to be working 60 plus hours a week every week. When I went double diamond, I was working 60 plus hours a week at my daycare. It was open 6 to 6 Monday through Friday. And it was me. It was just me. I had 12 kids, and I mean, I'm licensed by the state. They could knock on my door any day. My kids weren't neglected, but I found a way. So where there's a will, there's a way. And where there's an excuse, there's a lazy person that's sitting on a golden opportunity to make a lot of money, but to change other people's lives. Hold on. Oh, you have I love you, Leanne. Oh, are you teaching tonight? I'm about to do my thing too. Me and Leanne are doing this thing. She teaches kids in China English, and I'm starting to do it with her. So hopefully that's really cool. Love you, Leanne. Let me know any other questions you have. Shoot those to me. Right now, I'm going to look over my notes for 1 minute and think if there's anything else.
Courtney,
yes,
you know I have to be a rebel, and I can't type because my plate's on my lap. But here's my quick question.
You're fine.
Will you talk about, you said, okay, the transition from before you had people coming to you. Will you expand a little bit more on than what it looked like? Because now we know, like you hit a huge milestone. You got 10,000 Instagram followers. We're really clear on how you did that. But will you talk a little bit more about what it looked like for you to get to that? Okay.
Yes. So I believe in January and February, I was working out of desperation, and I was working out of cold messaging. I'm not ever going to tell you not to cold message, because that's what kept me going. But the difference was, I realized it was all in my head, the switch of I have something people need versus I'm going to cold message 100 people and see if they need this. I already know I have something that people need. And so then that is when I started, posting discreet posts. Like, instead of looking for a hair, skin, and nails model, I can share my price with you. That's when I started going, bull, they need to ask me what I'm selling. They need to want so bad, God, I want my hair to grow out. What is this girl selling? Versus, oh, that's another It Works girl. She's selling hair, skin, and nails. Heard it works. Heard it. You know what I mean? I really feel like my mind went from, oh my God, I've got to get someone to buy my stuff, and then I'm going to message 50 people a day and be like, do you want your hair to grow out? And then I realized, no, I'm going to post that I have something, who's looking for their hair to get, longer, versus like, I need a hair model. I need someone who will be willing to grow their hair out. No, there are thousands of girls on my Instagram that want to grow their hair out. So I presented it to who already has this need. I just said, like, who has this need? And that's when I saw people started coming to me versus I need 3 product testers. It was like, I have only 3 spots open today. Then my sense of urgency when I talked to those people changed. Like I said, it was, I have this spot open today, and either you'll fill it, or I've got to move on to the next person. And so they heard that sense of urgency in my voice, and I wasn't afraid anymore, because if they told me that they wanted to grow their hair out, then they have that need. I didn't ask them to have that need. They told me they had that need. And so many girls are like, oh, no, I don't want to lose my spot. And so that sense of urgency was there. I just feel like whenever you are feeling like you're not getting any interaction on your post and you're only getting likes on your post, ask yourself, does it look spammy? Does it look like an ad? Does it look interesting? Does it look, it's like, I don't know how else to explain it, but like if you go on a date with a guy, you're not going to like show it all off, right? And then take him home. I mean, he's not going to want to see you again. And I know that's like a really probably inappropriate example, but that's always what I think of is with our business, we don't want to show it all. We don't want to bear it all. And so if you give, a really cool picture, and people will start commenting, and honestly, you would just have to know they will. You have to wake up and tell yourself, I'm going to post a cool picture today, and people are going to comment on it, and put that out into the universe. And I know that sounds so corny, but it's so true, because before I was working out of desperation. Now I've started working out of abundance, and I've started thinking like, God, the other night, the other day, I had been sick all week. I had even closed my daycare a couple of days, and I said, I'm going to sign 5 loyals. I signed 5 loyals that day. What if I would have said, I'm only going to meet the steps to success this month? And I'm going to ask you that. I'm not saying that's a bad goal to have. Hear me when I say that. That is absolutely not a bad goal to have, and that is absolutely something to be proud of. But ask yourself, is that, so the steps to success for some of you that are brand new is 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors a month. Is that your personal best? And you have to ask yourself that. For me, no, it's not, because I'm at home every day. Like there's no excuse. And so ask yourself, that is not something to be ashamed of if that's your personal best. Please hear me say that. But if you can sign 3 loyal customers in a day, why can't you sign 3 a week? You know what I mean? Stretch your thinking. Stretch your thinking bigger, and bigger things will happen. I didn't even meet the steps to success in January and February, guys. I didn't. I was thinking, you want to know what I was thinking? Well, if I just meet the steps to success, they say I'll be successful. Because I got scared and I was working out of fear. I want you to think, if you are somewhere and you're afraid, what do you do? If you are, your actions are mirroring that of you being afraid, what do? You withdraw, you go slower, you're more careful, you're quiet, you run away. It's the same thing. It's all psychological. If you are in this business and you are functioning out of fear and desperation, you will take whatever you can get whenever you can get it. And let's say you get 4 loyal customers your first week and you're working out of fear. You're going to be afraid of failure. And so you're not going to push yourself and go, well, I got 4 last week. Let's go get 4 this week, right? You're going to be working out of fear. And so ask yourself, are you working out of fear or are you working out of confidence? Because it will change your business. And I can't flip that switch for you. I can't. No, none of your leaders can. All I can do is believe in you and tell you that if you get your mind right, you can do anything you put your mind to. I mean, Jenny is a perfect example of someone that told me, I'm going Ruby. And she still needed like $200 and something in volume. Now, I'm not ever saying, I don't ever want you to think I doubted you, but it was at that point, it was up to you. You know what I mean? It was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's like, okay, well, here's what you need. And she went and did it. I think she enrolled 3 loyal customers and she got it done. And so, and I'm going to be honest, she had been in a bad place. She was, struggling, because we all do. We all do. It's a roller coaster for every single one of us. And I was like, okay, Jenny, I'd been telling her all week, like, you only need to cap off this box and this box. Like, I know you can do it. And she's like, I'm trying, because she was at that point where you're going down on the roller coaster and you're like, nothing's working. And then she's like, I'm doing this. And she did it. And I was like, holy crap. Like, I was shocked, not because I didn't think you could, but because you decided to do it. And it's a perfect example. And she went Ruby. And that is something to be proud of. And it's not by chance. Nothing we put in the computer is by chance. It's by choice. And it's by choice of what you do every single day to work your business. It's not by chance. You're not going to promote by chance, and you're not going to sign people by chance. You're going to sign people by the choices that you make every day. And y'all, I mean, this business is my passion. It is my heart and soul. And I know some of you are new looking at me, probably thinking that I'm a Looney Tune. And I get it, because a year ago, I was going, what am I doing? Like, I get it. But I'll tell you, I have seen what it's done for my family, and I have seen what it's done for my friends. And I know that all of y'all are worthy of that, period. You are. And anybody can do this. You have to wake up and decide to do it. So Jarvis, that was a really long answer to your question, but that's where my mind was, and that's where my mind is now. It's just totally in a place of positivity, even when stuff sucks. Y'all, even when you sit on hold with customer service for an hour, I get it. I mean, me and Jenny were talking about this today, and I'm like, I know. But you control what you can control and stay in that positive realm, and you can do anything. Are there any other questions? You can type them, or you can take yourself off the mute and ask them. I don't mind at all. I'm really trying to think if there's anything else that I can tell you guys. I just need you to know that even if I don't know you, I believe in you. Anyone can go to the top of this company. It just takes consistency. I'll leave you with this. There was this belief barrier that I broke down a few months ago. And it was that I don't know who I'm going to sign today versus I'm going to go pull my list and see who I can sign today. And I think that was the biggest thing, is I started thinking really big. I started thinking like, I'm going to sign a bunch of strangers. And 87% of the people I signed in the last 2 months were complete strangers that I met online. So there are billions of people out there. You have to be willing to do the work to get your face in front of them and to expand your thinking way past your current circle, way past your current city, town. I mean, Jenny's from Arkansas. One of my other girls I just saw on here, Nicole, is from New York. I have a girl from Boston. I expanded my thinking. And I'm like, why not the whole U.S.? Why not the world? And once I did that, I was unstoppable, because it's like, I'm going to talk to today, the girl I talked to was from Birkin something, Texas. No clue. Yesterday, the girl I signed was from Pennsylvania. Like, just, you got to think globally. Once I knocked down those belief barriers that I already knew who was going to go in, or I had a list of potentials, and it wasn't who can I sign, it was who will I sign, it just exploded. So that's what I'll leave you with. Are you thinking small, or are you thinking big? And go and look at your Instagram, and if it looks like an ad and you're on my team, I'm going to tell you tomorrow, because I love you. Not because I'm mean, because I love you, and I've been there, and mine looked like an ad, and I couldn't figure out why people were not following me back. So be prepared. I love you, and I will let you know out of love. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to message me, because I am all about one team, one mission, and helping you help yourself. So I hope y'all have a great night, and I will post this recording so you can share it with your teams. So go kill May. Bye.